Good Friday evening and welcome to the Ncwlife Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window, and it was about as perfect a day as we could really hope for this time of year. Temperatures between 70 and 75 around north central Washington. This looking down at the beautiful Columbia River from our Waterville Sky-Fi Tower camera. And I love how the sun kind of creates those shadows in the bluffs on those hills. And it was a gorgeous day, but things might change. And in fact, it looks like they will just for a brief period over the weekend. We do have weekend rain in our forecast. That will be mainly in our overnight hours of Saturday and early on Sunday. And we will see cooler temperatures back down into the mid and upper 60s. So if you had a chance to enjoy this beautiful weather that we had almost this entire week, and we'll have your complete weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. East Wenatchee resident property owners are feeling a bit of sticker shock after receiving their annual property tax notices. And the Chelan County PUD reports another scam is making its way around the Wenatchee Valley, this time involving text messages. But first, we begin tonight. Chelan County PUD crews were out early this morning responding to a power outage that knocked out electricity to 750 Wenatchee residents. Officials say the outage area was between Western Avenue and Elliott Avenue and between Castle Rock and Fifth Avenue. Chelan County PUD crews restored power around 10 a.m. Property owners in the East Wenatchee area are feeling a little sticker shock after receiving their annual property valuation notices. County Assessor Jim Rood says the area is experiencing a dramatic uptick in property value, and it's all being driven by a hot real estate market.
I don't know if outside money's coming in to drive it, but the Seattle market's one of the hottest markets in the nation. We're following that trend here locally too, and it's pretty wild right now.
Rood says some landowners are experiencing a 30% increase in their valuation.
We're seeing significant increases based on the market. The sweet spot seems to be around that $300,000 area. Like I said, the median price is around that $325,000. We're seeing people, locally move up into Waterville, as they're looking for more affordable housing. They kind of drive out a little bit more, but it's just based on our changes are a reflection of the market, and we're usually a little bit behind the market. We're trying to play catch up, and in these hot markets, we're required by law to be at 100% of market value, or as close as we can get to that. But in these markets, it's very difficult to get to 100%.
Rood stresses that the change of value notices you receive in the mail are not tax bills, and that tax rates will be set at a later date. He says if you have questions, you can call his office. Appeals can also be filed with the county's Board of Equalization. The Chelan County PUD reports another scam is making its way around the Wenatchee Valley, this time involving text messages. Scam text messages are being reported by customers demanding immediate payment of their electric bill. The PUD does not text bill notifications. If you receive a similar text, please call the PUD at 509-663-8121 to report it. The PUD also reminds customers to check your account and put your mind at ease. Coming up next, it was a packed senior center in Chelan last night for a town hall meeting. Preparations are underway to mitigate possible impacts to watersheds within the area burned by the Cougar Creek fire. And over 400 Master Gardeners are in Wenatchee this week for the annual Washington State Master Gardeners Conference. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the Ncwlife Evening News.
It's a free walk-in job search assistance center. It is designed to help job seekers with the tools that they need to find a job. We have partnered with libraries in 5 other cities, providing the same types of services that we offer here, just there.
Just walk in, we have laptops, and we can help you with resume, cover letter.
All of our services are paid for by the revenues earned in our store. Goodwill is just a tool that the community is using to help their neighbors find a job. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Sir, I pulled you over today to ask you one thing. Is it true that Apple Valley Honda has a free lifetime warranty on every new Honda?
Officer, I'm glad you asked. Our lifetime warranty comes free on all of our new Hondas. That means you won't have to pay a dime for any major expenses. That could save you thousands. And no, you do not have to service with us. It's a great peace of mind, officer.
Wow, my wife and I have wanted the new Accord. We'll see you this weekend.
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
Welcome back. In another news, nearly 150 citizens turned out for a town hall in Chelan last night to discuss the potential sale of the Chelan Butte, an iconic property for the community. Mayor Mike Cooney says the private owner of the 900-acre property approached the city to discuss possible conservation opportunities.
The Butte is just this iconic, almost spiritual place for Chelan, and there's potential of it selling. I met about 1.5 years ago with the guy that owns it in Salt Lake City, and we came to an agreement as far as the city would purchase it along with the help of Trust for Public Lands, and it actually would be put aside in conservation easement for hiking trails, mountain biking trails, no motorized, but the idea would be to preserve it into conservation easement and also to preserve the views, which people value very much. The flip side of it is if it were to get purchased, it would take a lot of money, granted, but somebody does have a lot of money and they could build up to 900 homes. And they could put resorts up there and 2 golf courses. At one time, not too long ago, that was proposed. And I don't think there was nobody in that room last night, and I think the room had something like 150 some people. It was all head nods saying, yes, go for it, let's secure it. So that's kind of a community wish.
Cooney says the majority of those in attendance held the sentiment to preserve the local icon, with the local trails group volunteering to help develop trails if the city and the Bureau of Land Management makes the purchase.
What are the next steps? It would be to line up funding for it. It would be to somehow get this tied up with the owner so that the city would have a chance to get the funding put together. And I do have a belief that if the public wants it, there's going to have to be some type of buy-in from them. And one of the things we took off the table was a property tax bond issue. That would probably be the last thing we'd ever look at doing. They're highly unpopular, but there has to be something that the citizens, either capital campaign, taking charge of the maintenance of it, building trails. So the idea is to get it, and we do have a strong Trails Alliance in our community that has volunteered to help out there. I think the gain from having it as probably North Central Washington's one of the most iconic view, well, at least for Chelan it is, and also a great recreation place. There are so many people that hike that butte on a daily basis. If you were to go up there today, you'd see most of town up there.
Cooney says the city is working with the Land Trust to use the Wenatchee foothills as a blueprint for success on conservation, and they will continue to work with the state and the private owner on the issue. Well, preparations are underway to mitigate possible impacts to watersheds within the area burned by the Cougar Creek fire. The fire continues to burn and is currently at 79% contained, but work has begun to identify those areas that are most vulnerable to future storm runoff. Molly Hansen heads up the U.S. Forest Service Burn Area Emergency Response Team, which recently completed their survey of the 43,000-acre burn area. Hansen says the survey found that 98% of the soils burned at moderate or lower severity. She discussed those findings at a public meeting in Entiat last night.
As you can see, the majority of the fire green, or unburned or low burn severity. We have about 35% is moderate, and then about 2% of the fire is the high soil burn severity. And so with that, it doesn't translate specifically to mean that all the red is hydrophobic. There's actually more water repellent soils out there than what this map indicates, and I think that is because of the nature of the soils in general. They are generally naturally hydrophobic or water repellent. And then the fire-induced water repellency is about 18% of the fire area. So about 15% of the yellow area is hydrophobic. So we took those factors into account when we did the runoff modeling.
Hansen cautioned that there are areas of higher burn intensity where they will be focusing on emergency road and trail drainage efforts. Hansen says the survey results are looking favorable and reports seeing intact plant roots and soils that are able to hold water at normal or near normal levels. Over 400 Master Gardeners are in Wenatchee this week for the annual Washington State Master Gardeners Conference. Bonnie Orr with the Wenatchee Master Gardener Foundation talked about it on today's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley program with host Dan Kuntz. She says the event includes workshops, exhibits, and a Master Gardener marketplace.
We have a bunch of vendors, and we have a thing called a marketplace, and the public is invited to come in and shop for Christmas.
Great idea.
And you know, it's just the neatest things that people have to sell and to buy. There's also a raffle, and you can actually get a raffle number. We have extra raffle numbers that we can give to people, and they can do the raffle. This is the very beginnings of it, because the whole thing is totally filled now with books and clothing and gardening tools and garden books and decorations for the garden, and oh my goodness, it's really a fun place. Yeah, this is very early on.
And
yes.
we need to tell people, this was on Wednesday, and it's been in full swing since yesterday. We need to tell people this is open. You don't have to be a Master Gardener to show up to this.
No.
All you got to do is pay admission and have at it.
Right. So, and we're going to have some really notable people today and tomorrow. I mean, we have professors from the university who come in and talk with us, and then we also have lots of other experts. Okay, it's all science-based information.
The two-day conference runs through Saturday at the Wenatchee Convention Center. Saturday's sold-out banquet features keynote speaker Adam Schwerner, Director of Horticulture and Resort Enhancement for Disneyland Resort. You're watching the Ncwlife Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the Ncwlife Evening News. Stay with us.
Hi, Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. When you think of Alpine Air in Wenatchee, think of professional, friendly customer service for all your heating and cooling needs. Alpine Air partners with Carrier, manufacturers of some of the best heating and air conditioning equipment available today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Visit our store in Wenatchee, meet our people, see our shop. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hello, and what is up? Welcome to Career Shift Business Edition. I've got 3 choices: certificate, associates, and bachelor's. I'm going associates. And I'm enrolled. Stay alert, this game moves pretty fast. Whoa, exams almost did me in. I'm back on track and picking up speed. And I'm in the home stretch. Degree complete, and I'm ready to go to work. Charter helped me make that career shift. Your turn.
Welcome back to the Ncwlife Evening News. Time now for Ncwlife's Megan McPherson to fill us in on some of the events going on this weekend.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. The 2018 WSU Master Gardener Conference is happening now through Saturday at the Wenatchee Convention Center. This advanced educational conference is open to all garden enthusiasts. Sage's Child Advocacy Center is hosting its first annual When I Grow Up 5K Run Walk this Saturday at 10 a.m. at Pybus Public Market. Sage has been serving victims of domestic violence, sexual assault and crime, and children victims of violence in Chelan and Douglas counties for the last 40 years. They are a nonprofit organization and depend on the generosity of donors and the support of our community. Also Saturday is Hands Across the Bridge from noon to 5:30. Come meet at the Walking Bridge located on the south end of Worthen Street and help bring awareness to mental health for National Recovery Month. Everyone is encouraged to make signs with recovery messages on them. Afterwards, head over to Walla Walla Point Park for hot dogs and chips, where there will be guest speakers sharing their stories and experiences. And finally, Woolwork for Wine Fiber Arts Festival is this Sunday from noon to 5 at Snowgrass Winery in Entiat. Knitters, spinners, and weavers will gather at the 6th annual event to show their wares for sale. There will also be a wine tasting of Snowgrass Winery's wines. Meet the Snowgrass sheep that mow the winery's vineyard and also provide wool at this fun family event. There will also be live Scandinavian and Estonian folk music. For more information on this weekend's events and others, visit the calendar at ncwlife.com.
Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. But before we get to those details, why not head back outside? What a gorgeous early fall day all across our area today. As we take a look at our Waterville camera, looking back down at the beautiful Columbia River. I love as I mentioned, the shadows along the bluffs and the hillsides today. Hardly a cloud in the sky all around north central Washington today, with temperatures mainly around 70 to 75 degrees. Here in Wenatchee today at Pangbourne Airport, we topped off at 74 degrees for our high temperature today. At least that's so far. Overnight low tonight was around 50 degrees. Normally 71. 48 is our normal low temperature. Record 89 degrees set back in 1963. Record low 34 in 1999. No new precipitation, so our year-to-date precipitation is pretty much staying where it's been for the last 3 months or so. Sunrise this morning was at 6:56 and the sun will set tonight at 6:46. Taking a look at our surface loop and what we can expect as we move into the weekend. For Saturday, it'll be a nice day for the most part, but then a storm system will slide down from the north and it'll bring us about a 20% chance of showers, and that should be late in the afternoon on Saturday. As we transition into the end of the weekend on Sunday, not as big a chance for rain. In fact, most of the showers on Sunday will be in the morning with some afternoon clearing. But look at this snowfall. This is around the northern part of Washington, the northern mountains, and all through the Rockies through Montana. Yeah, we're going to see about 2 to 4 inches of snow in parts of the Rockies and probably just a dusting in the northern mountains of Washington. And then this storminess lifts back up into Alberta and British Columbia on Monday, and into Tuesday things look beautiful, mostly sunny and mild conditions. We will see very light winds to start our next work week with high temperatures mainly in the upper 60s to lower 70s. But then once again by Wednesday night, another weak system just skirts the northern part of Washington. That could bring us some overnight Wednesday showers into Thursday, right back to partly cloudy skies and mild conditions. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. And tonight we will drop down. Not bad for this time of year at 52 degrees. Remember, 48 is our normal low temperature. 73 with a 20% chance of late day showers on Saturday. 67 for Sunday as we begin to cool down. A cold front will move through. We could see a morning showers with mostly cloudy skies then in the afternoon. Monday and Tuesday, mostly sunny and mild. We'll see warmer temperatures, 72 Monday, 71 on Tuesday. And as we get into the midweek and towards the end of next week, 68 on Wednesday and Thursday, with lows basically in the mid to upper 40s. And that's a look at your local weather. Up next, Eric Granstrom with your sports report and more as the NCW Life Evening News continues right after this.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including Ncwlife, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
And now it's a sports update on the Ncwlife channel.
And a happy Finally Friday. We'll start off with a wrap on high school sports from last night on the Les Schwab scoreboard. First of all, in soccer, Wenatchee won big over Eisenhower 6-0. In fact, it was a night of shutouts. Kashmir blew out Omak 10-0. Cascade over Okanagan. Tenasket topped Manson. In volleyball on the court last night, Eastmont followed up its win over Wenatchee with a sweep in 3 games over Sunnyside. Moses Lake handed Wenatchee its second consecutive loss, 3-1. Cascade blanked Okanagan, and Kashmir got a win at Omak. Homecoming week for the Eastmont Wildcats as they host the West Valley Rams tonight to Wildcat Field. I made a move to practice yesterday and interviewed the security, a.k.a. the offensive line.
Quarterback Carson Everhart, we went around all day, walking him from period to period, protecting him. Anyone in our way, we're making sure they're staying out of the way, just protecting our quarterback just like we do on the field.
It's homecoming week. Are you guys ready to go?
Yeah, I think so. I think, the loss kind of refreshed us and showed us that, we have faults and we can always improve on what we're doing.
So now, I don't know if you can do predictions legally or not, but tell us about this game against West Valley.
Well, if everyone does their jobs and we do what we're supposed to do, then we should be good.
Okay, all right, there you go. The offensive line, it all starts up front with the big fellas. Do you do any kind of cheer? What do you do? Do you do something?
No. Bring it up. Yeah, bring it up. Break it down.
Okay, all right, so let's bring it up. Okay, bring it up, guys. And then what do we say? All right.
O-line on 3.
O-line on 3. Okay, we're doing O-line on 3. Ready?
O-line on 3. 1, 2, 3.
O-line. There we go. There you go. The big offensive line for the Eastmont Wildcats here on the Ncwlife channel. Now, the big news for Eastmont is they'll be starting backup quarterback Carson Everhart. Coach Michael Don says Kalen Massey will move out to the wing to provide some offensive firepower.
He's done some good things, and really, we think Kalen's going to help us in other spots too. Kalen's going to get the start at wing for us, and he's just added an element of explosion to our offense out there. He can catch the ball, he can run the ball. You're going to see some special things out of him this week still.
Eastmont West Valley homecoming tonight at 7 o'clock. Now, the game featured here on the Ncwlife channel has Wenatchee hosting Moses Lake. The 66th meeting between these two schools. Coach Scott Devereaux says he'd like to snap Wenatchee's 3-game losing streak against the Chiefs, and it starts on defense.
We need to limit their running game. So much of what they do is based on that inside run, so we need to stop that and then win first down, get them in second long, because then we kind of know what's coming. And offensively, we need to execute up front, and just keep improving.
Wenatchee comes in after shutting out its last 2 opponents. Senior starting linebacker Eamon Haugen says he's expecting Moses Lake to try to trick the Panthers.
Well, they run a lot of option, speed option and zone option, so that's our key mostly for defense.
Tell me about that for those that don't play football, don't know what they're looking for. What are you zoning in on? What are your keys when you're looking at that option offense when you're playing linebacker?
Yeah, for linebacker, it's the running back first and then the quarterback, but they're trying to trap our DNs, and then the quarterback will either hand it off or run it if whatever the DN does, depending on that.
We'll have much more with Coach Devereaux and Eamon tonight during our pregame show. I'll be joined by Grant Olson. 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff from the Apple Bowl live here on the Ncwlife channel. Also on prep schedule, under the lights tonight in football. Cascades on the road at Cheney while Chelan hosts Okanagan. Cashmere's at Omak and Caribou Trail League. B schedule has Manson at Tonasket, while Waterville-Mansfield celebrates homecoming with Pateras in town tonight. Coming up on the prep schedule on Saturday, they got people spread all over the place. Soccer, Wapato hosting Chelan, and Manson takes on Omak. In volleyball over the weekend, we've got some big tournaments going on. Waterville-Mansfield at the Quincy Invite, Cascade, Chelan, Wenatchee, and Spokane at Ferris High School for the Linda Sheridan Volleyball Classic, and Manson hosts Wilson Creek tomorrow at noon. Wenatchee cross-country team is in Portland at the Portland Christian Invite this weekend. Eastmont is at Franklin Pierce High School for the Sunfair Invite, and in prep swimming and diving, Eastmont and Wenatchee over at Cambiac for their invite tomorrow morning starting at 9 o'clock. Wenatchee Wild continue their swing through British Columbia tonight and tomorrow. They're in Vernon to take on the Vipers tonight at 7 o'clock. Then they'll travel to Trail to take on the Smoke Eaters tomorrow at 7 p.m. As we continue on college football slate this weekend, it is Eastern Washington hosting Montana State in Big Sky football at noon. Utah's in Pullman to face the Cougars at 3 on the Pac-12 network. Then 5:30 kickoff on Fox, Washington hosting BYU. Finally at 6 under lights for the first time ever after a $6 million renovation of Tomlinson Field, including artificial turf and the lights. Central hosting West Texas A&M. Seahawks in the desert. They'll take on the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday afternoon, 1:05 at University of Phoenix Stadium on Fox. And finally, Mariners lost last night despite a good outing from Marco Gonzalez. They lose to the Texas Rangers 3-0. They will wrap up the season this weekend against Texas. That's sports. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. The Wenatchee Pedestrian Pipeline Bridge will serve as a symbol of unity tomorrow as the community comes together to bring awareness to mental and substance use abuse disorders. The Hands Across the Bridge event is sponsored by Washington Recovery Alliance and the Central Washington Recovery Coalition and will include guest speakers sharing their stories and experiences. The event is being held in conjunction with National Recovery Month. It starts at noon Saturday at the west entrance to the walking bridge on the south end of Worthen Street. Organizers plan to form a human chain of supporters holding hands across the bridge. Afterwards, everyone meets at Walla Walla Point Park for refreshments and a program of speakers which starts at 2 p.m. and is free. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel Monday morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great weekend.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
The all-new Yamaha Wolverine X4 offers 4 times the proven off-road capability, 4 times the comfort, and 4 times the confidence to deliver 4 times the excitement on your next outdoor adventure.
Looking for a hands-on, high-demand job? Now is the perfect time to get trained for a career in manufacturing. Washington currently has a shortage of skilled tradespeople, and retirements are making room for more. The machining program at Wenatchee Valley College is designed to give students the foundation to excel in this precision industry. Don't wait, there are only 15 spots left. A 2-year degree and a 1-year certificate are available. Learn more at wvc.edu/machining.
Hi, I'm Erin McCardle with Lake Chelan Winterfest, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.